What's up, everyone? It's Teddy, aka JamesKisau on MTGO. Welcome back for another Grixis Control Friday. Last week we saw the release of TMNT, and in my limited experience playing Legacy this week, I have not noticed a whole bunch of impact of that set on the format. There is Surveillance Cam, which goes infinite with Goblin Welder, which is kind of cool. Outside of that, I haven't seen a huge amount of stuff, but that won't stop us this week. I mean, we're not doing that much, to be honest. We're going to play one copy of Donatello's Technique, and it does kind of mess things up a little bit for me because I don't usually play 7 3-drops, or do I? No, I don't think I do. I usually play... Yeah, this looks right to me. I guess ideally Donatello's Technique is not really a 3-drop, it's more of a 1-drop. I trimmed one of the Thought Seizes from the main board for this, so we're back to my preferred one main, one side split on Thought Seize. Because I want to retain all my threats. I think the threat suite is like pretty verbose right now and very useful in a lot of different situations. I do like the Lockmare. I have not played Murktide Regent for some time. Maybe it'd be fun to just go back and try Murktide instead of Lockmare for a league again, because it's been a minute. It'd be cool to see how it lines up. Probably pretty easy to guess. As long as there's not a lot of Swords to Plowshares, Murktide Regent is pretty good. But I think people are pretty down to play Swords to Plowshares these days. But we'll see. That's really the only weird thing about the list this week. Everything else is pretty normal. My sideboard is getting a little more codified. 2 Red Blast, 2 Price of Progress, 2 Meltdown, 2 Fatal Push, 2 Consigned Memory, 2 Surgical Extraction, and then one of each of the more situational tools, Grindy Bomb, search, addressing people searching their library too much, and then, yeah, Thought Seize when you need one more for tough combo matchups, and probably some other stuff too. But yeah, I think it's been a while since my Thought Seize was, my sideboard was this clean. That's a lot of 2-ofs. I feel like we're always trying random stuff like sweepers and stuff. Oh yeah, there should probably be a sweeper. Don't like see this and think like, oh, our sweeper's bad now? No, they're not. They're good. My list is always hopefully going to look a little different than yours because this is an incredibly non-linear deck, and you should probably build it in a manner that is best suited to the matchups you're thinking about, the matchups that preoccupy your mind, and also your play style, because we probably play very differently. You probably play a little bit better than me, if we're being honest. I've been really doing some soul searching since I got sick, and I realized that I leave a lot up to chance, which, you know, you do always do that to a certain extent when you play Magic, but I have a pretty hard tendency to not mulligan because I want as many resources as possible to try and compete with this deck that's trying to do everything in a format as crazy as Legacy. And also, I tend to keep pretty low land counts in my opening hands, so I'm going to try and do some reflection on that. I don't think it's going to change overnight, but I'm admitting it, so that's cool. You can hear my voice is not 100%, but it doesn't hurt, so we're just going to blast off and play this league. I think it'll be fun this week. Maybe we'll even cast this new card that is on the thumbnail. Alright, if you'd like to support the channel, please check out the Patreon. I would really appreciate it. Really helps keep this whole thing free and chugging. And if you can't do that, that's totally cool. Like, comment, subscribe, totally free. We are getting pretty close to 2.5k subs, at which point there will be a party of some sort. Okay, cool. Let's get into these matches. I'm excited to play this week because, yeah, I just feel better. So it's fun to do things you like to do. All right, here we go for round number 1. Kind of a weird hand. Opponent has a Yavimaya and an Exploration. So probably lands. 2 Explorations? Alright. It's going to be really hard to beat Saga. Or Life from the Loam, I mean. Huh. Yeah, I guess I'll get that out of the way. Been these Bowmasters. Commercial District. I guess some versions of lands are red. They've been the Tabernacle. Yeah, I guess if they're planning on going wide here, it doesn't really make sense. Crazy news is that I can still pick off the first construct with a Bowmasters. That is rather unexpected. And then I guess if I hit a land on my draw step, I can even get Kaito going, which is kind of crazy. All right, there's the second construct. I guess this doesn't really play around Disruptor Flute. Do they have it? Seems like no. They got an Expedition map. They're going to activate it. They got another Saga. This could be worse. I really need a land here, though. No, that's too bad. Alright, cast Brainstorm. Put back Mountain Lorien Revealed. I'll cast a Ponder, I think. Really looking for Force of Will here, or Cling to Dust. None of the above. Yeah, just shuffle. Baraglyph, that could be pretty good. I'll happily trade either of these for the construct. They say no. That is fine. So they hit Loam. This is the kind of start that you really want Price of Progress against. We're also kind of hoping they don't have, like, I think I'll take the one. Lava Spur Boots. That'd be kind of a problem. I wonder if I should just play Baraglyph. Probably not. Kolaghan's Command. It's like okay. I think it will be better later. I'm gonna get Kaito going here. It probably would have made more sense to hold on to one of the lands. Still just really looking for Force of Will. Can't find it. Go like that. Cast Ponder. Still nothing. Shuffle. Alright. 3 Ponders, 3 Shuffles, I think. Or maybe I didn't shuffle the first one. They're down to 10. I'm kind of regretting bolting that construct. Oh, Elvish Reclaimer too, and Sylvan Library. This is an interesting version of the deck. I hope they don't have Lava Spur Boots, like I said. Because they're also kind of incentivized to go ahead and make a construct. They do. Well, they're in the tank. Soul Guide Lantern. Going after my bolt. Sure. Yep. Still just really hoping for Cling to Dust at some point. Because I can't keep up with this, obviously. Is there any way I can burn them out? I don't know. Seems a little unlikely. Well, there's a bolt. Ah, wish I had a flying threat too. I feel like we're having a wrong half of the deck problem over here. Maybe I can scare them into not blocking. Alright, we'll Edict Token. Play Bowmasters. Ping and trade. Ooh, they hit another Loam. So that's kind of out of the question now. Yep, just gotta burn them out, I guess. But it does kind of seem like they don't play Lava Spur Boots. Skateboard, sure. That one's probably a little better. Loam. Blast Zone. Yep. Alright, bolting you is the way to go here. They have a blocker in the back half. And I can't really afford... If I like draw a land, I can't really like shatter it and get Kaito in, because I will just lose. Lockmare. Let's just go to the next game. Like, I don't really have the right tools to pull this off. So let's get them. Because there are a lot of them. I think we would have had a much easier time if we didn't... If we just got a little bit of help from our ponders, but it happens. Can't win every game. We saw Elvish Reclaimer, so I'll keep a couple bolts. Maybe just one consign. I don't think I need Thoughtseize either. And then, doesn't seem like the right matchup for Donatello's technique either. Alright, let's take the play. Kind of a boring hand, but it has the makings for success. Not sure what I would consign on turn 1, but we'll see. Exploration. Do they have another land? Yes. Curious what all this red mana is for. Hopefully not a bunch of red blasts. Okay. Play Lockmere. It's a solid enough check for Marilage. If one turn is the difference maker. Urza's Saga. Pretty tempting to just consign Chapter 2 there. Wasteland. Vibrance. Alright. Guess it's time for Baraglyph. Oh, Nimble Obstructionist? I think that's probably just better. Yeah, I'll do it like that. Well... Baraglyph will lose to just another Vibrance if they happen to have that. This draw's a little awkward. But I mean, that way at least I'm going to draw a card on the way through. I can't believe they got my Lockmare for free. Counter that. Surgical. Kind of want there to be enchantment in the yard. So I'll just fight through one more Saga, I think. Expedition map. Yep. If they get Saga, that's pretty annoying. Yeah. I'll always have to counter that one too. You know how it be. Bolt. Yeah, I mean, I still don't really want to draw a land that badly, so I'm going to get bad lands out here. They'll probably wasteland it. It's cool. I guess we're dodging, trying to dodge that card, you know, Dismember. But we're kind of hoping they feel like they don't really have room for Dismember anymore. Do that. What will I get this time? Probably like, hopefully just like Soul Guide Lantern or something. Something I'm not too concerned with. Yeah. All the types are in their graveyard, fortunately. They're going to go after Artifact in theirs. Makes Baraglyph a little smaller. And the seal's like Life in the Loam? Yep. Let that go, and then I'll extract Loam. One more Saga to fight through. They got a lot of land, too. Oh, Bajuka Bog. But they won't target themselves. Smart. Alright, so we know they have Wasteland. There's my red source. Very cool. Swing in. It's very neutral since, what's going on? Talon Gates of Madara. Ooh. Yep. That happens. What is your... I know you have a Wasteland. What else do you have? Windswept Heath. Alright. 2 Dark Depths, 2 Reclaimers, 3 Endurance. Hopefully they just don't have much here. Hopefully their capacity to grind is severely impacted. I can bolt the next construct out of the way. I guess they get Skateboard here. Oh, Mox Diamond. Wasteland. Okay, this is cool. Now this means I might be able to even cast this Lorien Revealed if I draw a blue source. Meltdown. That one's pretty good too. Gotta hold it though. Swing in. Hopefully got something good here. Nope. In fact, 2 mana sources down. This passed. Definitely expecting the skateboard. And hoping they didn't draw anything too good. Yep. Yep. Like another exploration would be totally fine too. Now that Loam is out of the picture. They're not that scary. Strix. Cool. Alright. Let's melt for 1. Yeah. They'll draw on the way out. And they scoop it up. Sweet. Yeah, surgical on Loam is a real... It's a real ass thing to do. I suppose we're running it back. 2 bolts for 2 reclaimers. Endurance is always a problem. There's not much to be done about that. We'll just have to outpower it in some way. Like if they have to pitch cast Endurance to protect their Loam from surgical, we prefer that the surgical... Yeah, we prefer that they have no Loams, but in some ways it's taking care of the Loam for you. I really want this second consign over this bolt, but the Reclaimer's just so powerful. It's not really acceptable. Hand looks good. Hand looks very good. We were hoping for a, you know, exploration with this Price of Progress. Alright, play Tameo, even though I just drew this Force of Will. It's going to be important. Doesn't synergize too well with Meltdown unless I'm also able to really cash them out, but yeah, we'll see. There's Reclaimer. Would have liked to force that. Hopefully I have a chance to Kolaghan's Command it. Not a great draw. I'm praying that this Force comes up with a blue card. That's what we're really praying for here. No. This is not the hot running I'm used to. But I'm hoping they just, like, you know, make a construct this turn. Go on the slow. Might as well attack with the Reclaimer. They don't. Alright. Yikes. Deck, you're killing me. Send it back. Alright, well they're tapped low. Let's Kolaghan's Command these 2 permanents here. Although the Meltdown, I don't know. I shouldn't be so loose with my life. The whole idea is that the game goes super long and Price of Progress is like extremely devastating. And at some point if I hit, I don't have to hit a blue card. I could hit Surgical or Cling as well. They float. That is interesting. Mox Diamond. Bajuka Bog. Yeah, there's the Loam. Saga is back. I can flip Tameo next turn. Unless they do something about it. Okay, there's the blue card. Ah, Endurance. I don't know if I can force this, but maybe I should. Like, what else would I force? I mean, Tameo will be safe from combat, but this 3-4 is, like, fairly annoying. Yeah, I'd rather just have no opposition, you know? Hopefully I don't regret that. I think we'll get... Yeah, Island is fine. See if I draw Cling. No. I'm gonna ponder. Yeah, it's a shuffle. Lockmare. Could be good. Skateboard's gonna make it a lot harder to do the thing. They didn't dredge Loam. I wonder if they're looking for, like, Vibrance. This looks like Vibrance right now. Yep. What land will they look for? Thespian Stage? And they gain 2 life. Another Meltdown. Alright, go up. cast Lockmare. They will make a construct, and then they'll probably, I don't know what they're going to do. Ooh, they hit depths. That's really scary. Player on the weird Pithing Needle. Yep. Probably skateboard time. Oh, it is Pithing Needle, okay. Lines up pretty well with the Meltdown over here. And they say Tamiyo. Are they going to play the Depths or the Saga? The Saga, okay. This is amenable, I think. Oh, they can play both. That's not good. Oh, but they play another Saga. Okay. Still attacking Tamiyo. So I can get price back. I need a Meltdown. But also I could tap this down and block. But I'm going to Meltdown anyways. I'm not going to Ultimate Tamiyo either. I think I'm just going to price and then get price and do it again. Tap this down. I mean, if they have Skateboard, they have Skateboard. Alright, let it go. Price of Progress. Man, if I just had one more red source, which is really hard to do through all the stuff I need to also melt down. Oh, I don't need to tap this down if I just melt down the board, right? Yeah. I think we got it right now. I was thinking this thing would still be there. Gonna have to say goodbye to my clue. Oh wait, no, yeah, I don't have the damage anymore. Or wait, yes I do. X is 1. Seems like they have something kind of interesting in hand. If it's Dismember, it'll still cost too much life for them to do that. This was a really thin margin game. Because if that attack from the construct dropped Tamiyo to anything lower than 3, I would have had to block Lockmare. And then, yeah, the damage would have been a little off. If they have, like, crop rotation for Mazavith, that would also be a problem. But I don't think they would do that in response to Meltdown. Alright. I guess I should remove a counter from this first. Alright, they appear to be F6'd. I'm going for it. Very sweet. Ah, close one. I better rest my voice a little bit. Welcome back for round number 2. If I play Tamiyo out, I won't have a blue card for Force. This hand is a keep, but if I see a deep mulligan, I don't. It's just a keep on 7. I think it's fine to play Tamiyo here. It's a very powerful turn 1 play. If they Caracas it, I get my blue card back for Force. But ideally, I don't have to Force until much later, maybe even hardcast it, because that is the most value positive chain of events. Flooded Drain, go. Interesting. Maybe they weren't ready for this. Play Badlands. But if this is a scary deck, or not fair deck, we're going to hope that this clue token comes up with a blue card. They don't activate Flooded Strand. Now they have Scalding Tarn. Alright, I'm going to activate this clue token. If it baits out Bowmasters, that is a good thing. We would like that. Okay, they're going to Brainstorm. Another Bolt. Alright, how about a blue card? No. Deck is being a little uncooperative, but I got 2 redraws between Cling and this clue activation. So, yeah, we'll start there. Okay, any moment now. I'm going to try and not be offended. I mean, who knows? Maybe this deck is, like I said, not a scary / unfair deck, but that Thundering Falls makes me feel like it's probably Sneak and Show. And I just missed on a blue card like 4 times in a row, so yeah. At least it's just a stock up for now. Pedal, pass. Oh boy. This is gonna be rough, I think. There's just no blue cards in my entire deck, it turns out. How can I burn them out? Probably playing 2 Bowmasters this turn. I mean, the dumb thing to do would be -3 on Cling, so I can get one more shot at a blue card. I don't think that's going to matter, because they probably have forced backup anyways. It just feels a little silly. But yeah, unless I top deck a red source, I won't be able to bolt 3 times anyways next turn. Alright. Hoping they just stock up again. But I think they're going to try and go off this turn. Well, send in the clowns. Well, send in the clowns. Something's happening. Alright, save those targets. We'll get 2 more pings, putting them to 8. And then if they tap Ancient Tomb, yeah, if they can't sneak and show and attack with Atraxa this turn, sneak attack that is, and then I can reanimate Atraxa potentially. But if everything goes perfectly for them and Atraxa flips like a Petal and an Emrakul, we will lose. Ponder does not shuffle. Petal, show and tell, put in Bowmasters, they put in sneak attack. I think it's going to go down exactly like I said. Yep, I see the Emrakul. They have 3 cards left. Let's just pretend they had force blue card. Red Blast, Surgical, Consign, Thoughtseize. Just checking, yep. It's a lot of blue cards. I'm not going to let this go. But yeah, like I said, let's just pretend they had force backup anyways, so it didn't matter. Kolaghan's command is a little slow. Cling to Dust is not great. I do wish I had a 3rd Thoughtseize. Alright. May I please be luckier? Yes, I will keep this. They're also keeping 7. I like to play around Magus a little bit against the Sneak and Show variants. I probably should have put Baraglyph a little sooner because I might want to put that in off a Show and Tell, if Show and Tell resolves. But also it's probably just more important to find land number 3, try and stick Narset. Thundering Falls, City of Traders hits the bin, so they're not lacking for mana, which is probably a good thing. They're also maybe playing around Daze, because it's pretty weird to see them not stock up or just jam a Show and Tell there. They're going to Brainstorm, sure. Alright, I will take a land. Can't keep Nimble Obstructionist, sadly. But it is in the graveyard. Alright, we're kind of in limbo here. I do have 2 forces, which is not nothing. Hexing Squelcher. Yep. Wonder if I need to extract those. Edict that. They missed a land drop. Alright, play Narset. Activate. I will take... Gee, it's really tempting to take this Reanimate, but I think I need to take Consign so I have double force here. Yeah. And then draw step, I guess I'm extracting Hexing Squelcher. That seems terrible. Like, they probably don't want to spend more time casting Hexing Squelcher. If they do that, they're probably not comboing next turn, which means I can hit it with Kolaghan's command. Stock up is fine. I assume they want to make a land drop. If they also hit Lotus Petal, they don't have to go to discard. They're going to Red Blast my Narset. I think that's okay, because that's a pretty good exchange. Yeah, I'll let it go. Strix. I'm going to hold up Kolaghan's command. It's a little weird, but going to have to be a little cautious here. I'll cast it. Well, shit, maybe I won't. I want some info. Let's extract stock up, I think. Well, if they had a stock up, I think they would have cast it. So what do they have? I really don't know. Alright, you've time walked me. They drop Brainstorm? Red Blast. Wish I had a Volcanic Island right now. Maybe I'll draw one. No. Alright, extract Squelcher. Brainstorm. It's really tempting to Red Blast that, but I think that would be foolish. Well, they certainly got a lot of good stuff in there. What do they hide on top? Oh, it doesn't matter. I shuffled their deck. Island, sneak attack. I will force. They will probably fluster, which means I'll force again. This also makes sense. Yeah, we'll red blast. Say no. Let that clear out, and then force that sneak attack. They can still show and tell an Emrakul. It's not good. I can put in Lockmare, which can tap it down, funny enough. Put in Kaito. I will look for force. I do not hit. Spin both of those. Another Strix. Okay. It's one unknown. There's the show and tell. I think I put in Lockmare. Or I could put in Strix. The draw trigger is pretty nice. If their last card, if their unknown card is Omniscience, I swear I don't know what I'll do. Okay. Oh, Force Will, that's nice. Okay, let's do this. Turn off the Ancient Tomb, and they'll concede. That one was pretty scary. We did not see a Magus when we Sturge Cold. The presence of Hexing Squelcher makes me desire Lightning Bolt a little more than normal. But, you know, Force has never been the best way to fight this deck, because, like, they have their own forces, they have Fluster. You get creative with stuff like Consign and Surgical and, you know, stuff like that. But yeah, it's just probably best to do this. I want to be ready. Well, I got a Thoughtseize. I'm going to keep it, especially when they mulligan. Man, they're good on 6. Rainforest, go. Okay, that can get Volcanic Island. For now, I definitely need to Thoughtseize. Do that early and often. They have a play. Spell Pierce. Land, go. Force Will's nice. Alright, well, Island Cycle. Play it out. Pass it back. Brainstorm. Sure. I feel like the ideal scenario is they fight really hard to show and tell an Emrakul out, and then I can just Edict it. It's usually never that clean, though. I'll Red Blast a stock up. It's gone. Consign. I should make a land drop. I couldn't do that. Maybe double force is just fine. Bowmasters with the pressure. They lose some land there. There's a show and tell. Let's force. Pitch Kaito. They will fluster. I'm not going to force again, because whatever they put in, I can kind of sweep up here. Unless it's, what's it called? Omniscience. Then I'd need to, like, snap Red Blast that, and there will be some scary moments in between. But yeah, if they put in Traxa, I can Consign and then Edict it. That would have been a good reason to hold up red, because then I can put in Snapcaster Mage and Red Blast and Omniscience. So yeah, we're learning stuff here. Because I kind of want this, whatever it is in their hand, to be out in the open. It only really backfires if it's an Omniscience. Okay. It is Emrakul. Okay. Well, I'll just Edict that. A lot of good stuff gets shuffled back into their deck, but hopefully they'll never see it. And I'm pushing damage. Then I think I play Lockmare this turn. How much time can this force buy me? Oh, they're doing something. Thundering Falls. Put a card on top. Uh-oh. What's next? A land. That's pretty good. Alright, they're at 10. Stock up. I'm gonna let that one go too. I think I can do better. We're hoping they cast a Ponder after this. Might see a Brainstorm here. No. I'm going to try and surveil a blue card. Yeah, that works. Okay. We just got to survive one turn here. I've got a force. I can tap their thing with a Lockmare. Ooh. They can draw 4 cards. Hexing Squelcher. I wasn't really ready for that one. But yeah, I just still have these consigns. It's not over yet. Well, it's kind of seeming like it's over, actually. We'll see. They can Red Blast Lockmare, and I'll still have 4 damage. Whoa. Crazy. Pretty scary one. I'll be back for round 3. Here we go for round number 3. This hand's not so bad. Polluted Delta. Underground Sea. Ponder. Ponder shuffles. For once in my life, can I play against Doomsday and Nimble Obstructionist? Boss's Oracle trigger, like the good old days? Oh, I think there's only one deck that plays Consider. Battle. Oh my god. I mean, I know some of these decks play Wasteland now, is the problem. I'm gonna cling that Consider. I think they'll be really upset by that. It'll limit some of their piles. Edict, probably not a great draw. Although a lot of these decks are on a tempo strategy now. Alright, if for some weird reason I need to Wasteland, or Bolt, I'll play this Bloodstained Mire out. Brainstorm, sure. Is it crazy to force a Thoughtseize? I feel like almost no. Because Nimble Obstructionist is such an ace here. Alright, I'm going to Surveil. Bin that. Help. He has a force. I mean, I don't really want to pitch Nimble Obstructionist, because it is very good in this matchup. So yeah, we'll just see what happens here. Doomsday resolves. Let's get you locked in. They should be pretty suspicious, though. But I mean, I see 2 Thoughtseizes in exile. I'm not sure how much room Doomsday has for Thoughtseize these days. Bowmasters, Murktide Regent. Okay, there are Wastelands. Gotta be a little aware of that. Also, Jace Wielder of Mysteries would probably stop Nimble Obstructionist, but I do have this Edict. And I really want to draw a blue card for this force. So let's just take a Badlands out of the deck. So I don't have to draw that. It's Bowmasters. No, can't really do that. Okay, they're going to pass the turn. That's good news. Play Bowmasters. Ping. Should I bolt them too? No. Okay, there's the blue card. If they have to pass the turn again, Bolt, Snap, Bolt is kind of a thing. You have Bowmasters. Okay, that's fine. That happens. Kind of expecting them to go pretty soon here. Brainstorm resolves. Another Thoughtseize. Alright, I'll force. We've come this far. They're forcing back. Can they win this turn? Probably not through all this interaction, right? Like, if they have to cycle a Street Wraith, I can bolt them. They take the Nimble Obstructionist, and now they're going to pass. No attack with the Bowmasters. I will cling Force, I guess. Lorien revealed. Not great. Especially since I've been to the volcanic island. That's just unfortunate. There's another Force, though. I hope it's good enough. Oracle. I mean, I will have to just bolt that. Or maybe I'll just force it. Yeah. Is that right? It's gotta be. What if they go land on Earth? Yeah, that'd be bad. I don't see Cavern anywhere. I feel like next turn they're gonna Cavern an Oracle. 4 cards in the equation here. Swamp is in exile. And 2 Underground Seas are in exile. Yeah, maybe land is not part of the equation here. If they went land on Earth, I can just bolt the Oracle anyways, so... But I'm definitely expecting them to go like land or cavern oracle next turn, so I could rip Kolaghan's command. I could rip another bolt. In case I draw Brainstorm, I'm gonna hold the Edict. Kaito. Yeah, that's not gonna help. Shoot. Man, we were so close. What if I forced the Bowmasters instead? Maybe they would not have had enough time to do this. There it is. Alright. Too bad. Good to know that they're playing Wasteland. I'm just bringing all the normal stuff here. Tend to like go down on threats too because yeah, they are so threat dense that I find that playing control will work a lot better. Yeah, that seems good. I will take the play. Oh, that's really sucky. I have a Thoughtseize, but no Black Source. I can't go to 5. Damn. What a ripoff. It's nice when you don't have to lose to, like, your own deck. I always prefer that. Ponder. Ponder does not shuffle. I will Brainstorm right now. Terrible. Play Lockmare. Gotta draw through this Brainstorm. Pedal. Fatal Push. Wasn't really expecting that. If we do make it to game 3, which I'm kind of highly doubting will happen, it is cool to know that they have Fatal Push in against the deck. Maybe they just have to respect Bowmasters on that level. I don't know. I'm gonna let the Brainstorm go. I feel like I would rather Red Blast like Murktide Region or something. Yep. They take Fatal Push. And then Dauthi Voidwalker. Sure. I really hope I don't draw a black card. I mean, that's almost worse in some ways. I mean, I'm more insulated against Wasteland, I guess. Ponder, sure. Like I said, I'm holding this Red Blast for like Murktide or something. Ponder does not shuffle. Second Voidwalker. This is a fast clock. Finally draw a black source. I'll cast Strix. Ideally hit Bolt here or something. We do hit a Bolt. That's nice. Alright, I'll Bolt one of these. Not out of the woods just yet. But that was a great draw. Bowmasters, yep. Yeah, these Thoughtseizes feel pretty bad now. Unearth that. Voidwalker, yep. Now I feel like I need a sweeper to stay in this. This is pretty absurd. I guess just to like trade a card at all in general, I probably should have Red Blasted one of those cantrips. And I probably should have cast a Thoughtseize there, but my life total is like, I will just lose in 2 turns if I don't. If I do, that is. I feel like I can't even afford to care about this. This is not like dealing damage. I need to be able to like Red Blast a removal spell. Well, that was really lame. I feel like I didn't have any agency. Like I felt good in game 1 and then it just did not pan out. Maybe I was supposed to force the Bowmasters, and then this game 2 was just it was complete trash. Alright, I'll be back for round 4. Welcome back for round number 4. Finally, Donatello's technique has shown up. I'm going to try and Thoughtseize on turn 1. Savannah, interesting. Exploration, is this the same as round 1? It's kind of crazy to face lands twice in one round. Unfortunately, this Thoughtseize is pretty bad now that their Exploration is out. I might just like put Life from the Loam in the graveyard for them. But also if they try to assemble a fast Merit Lage, these Edicts could be pretty good. Oh, it's a crop rotation. Alright, never mind. Yeah, they don't have much going on anymore. 2 Wastelands. We'll play around those. Soul Guide Lantern, sure. I'm assuming they're going to cycle that right away. And they'll hold the Seiju. Alright. Probably just going to cast Brainstorm on the end step. Alright, they played out the Seiju. Savannah is interesting. Makes me think of like the decks that play what's it called, you know? Sphere of Resistance. I feel like Savannah shows up more in like the Source to Plowshares, green-white sphere lands side of things. I'm trying to think of other relevant white cards and lands, but I think it's just kind of swords unless I'm forgetting something big. Dark Depths. If only I could be scared of that. I do have to be scared about crop rotation, unfortunately, because like that will beat me out of nowhere. So maybe I don't ninjutsu Kaito until I have 5 mana, which will be hard to do through double wasteland because you got to make your land drop. Well, if it's a fetch land, it would be fine. Are you going to activate your Soul Guide Lantern? Sure. But what I can do is Donatello's technique. If I thought that was better than dealing damage, I don't really think it is. Well, I don't know. Moving the game forward is good. We'll do it. Okay. This Tameo gives me some leeway as well. I'll play it. Right. It doesn't really give me leeway, does it? I always forget that. Alright, they're going to start melting the Dark Depths. Yeah, that was stupid. I should have held Snapcaster Mage. Expedition map? Sure. They'll activate. Ah, they're doing the smart thing and getting a Saga. Ancient Tomb was their last card. What do I draw? Cling to Dust. That is nice. Alright, cast Brainstorm. Jesus Christ. I don't think we're running very well anymore. I mean, I have a lot of great stuff to do, but like, I feel like it shouldn't have been that hard to hit a land. Do I invest in the... Yeah, I think I invest in the Lockmare. That way I don't need to go to discard either. And I probably should have held up red. Oh, no, the Soul Guide Lantern. I should have held up black for Cling, but the Soul Guide Lantern is gone, so I'm actually not too worried about that, because even if they loam, I'd just be putting it in the graveyard, and then I can Cling. And they don't have that artifact anymore, so I can just straight up attack here. And I guess I'll avoid going to discard by bolting the construct. Then hopefully make a land drop soon. Bowmasters would have been a lot better. That ice, it's melting. They'll make a construct, yep. And I'm guessing Lava Spur Boots or Skateboard. Pithing Needle, what's the name? Kaito? Or Lockmare? Lockmare. Oh, they drew a loam. Alright, Cling that. Oh shoot, can I Cling that? I don't think I can Cling that, because then I can't Cling the loam. Because I don't have enough cards in my graveyard, sadly. I could Snap Cling, but that's a little dangerous. Usually want that in perpetuity, you know. Can I grind through another Saga? I mean, probably. I probably can. Yeah. Do the smart thing. Cling. Okay. I'm sure the next card was a land, right? You know it, baby. Alright. They're not even showing green. There's no Yavimaya out, so I don't think I need to worry about crop rotation getting me out of nowhere. See, I'll just tap out here. Activate Delta. Lockmare is going to become yet another card for Force, I guess, because I don't really want to interact with this Pithing Needle. It's a fairly irrelevant name. Bolt Bowmasters. I will keep the Bolt, but not the Bowmasters. If Bowmasters could beat a Construct, I would keep it. But, they can't. And they're tapping Ancient Tune. That's really good. So they got a Saga on Chapter 2. They've already used their Soul Guide Lantern, so unless there's like a main board Endurance, which wouldn't be that crazy, since Oops All Spells is certainly a thing. Well, I think at that point they'd probably just go after my Cling, right? Unless it was like a Master Stroke, where Saga Chapter 3 was proccing to. I'm also realizing it's a little loose of me. They got 2 cards in hand now, so like they could have drawn Thespian Stage and Lava Spur Boot / Skateboard, and that would have been really bad. Alright, let's attack. No effects. Alright, Surveil 2. Do I want both? I think if they were actual lands, I would say yes, but since they are not, I'll just take one. And then we're kind of approaching Bolt, Snap, Bolt range. So Bolt a Construct, Snap, Bolt a Construct, and Edict. Don't really want to go to discard, but I guess I will. Oh yeah, we're done. I can just do this. Ah, they're halfway there. That ice is looking thin. I'm also feeling like I'm due to find a, what's it called? Oh shoot, they're using the Ancient Tomb? What do they need all that mana for? Alright, yeah. I'm due to find a Force of Will. And they hit another Loam. Yeah, Force would have been pretty nice here. What do I do? One card left. I'm gonna cling the Saga. It's just getting a little old. Cool. That'll allow me to cling the Loam as well. Mox Diamond. Thing's pretty big. Probably just tap it down. As badly as I want to look for Force of Will, I just don't think it's necessary anymore. And I'll probably top deck one. No. Nimble Obstructionist is cool though. Alright. Gotta do this. Gotta do it this way. And I think I'm protecting red sources to a certain extent, so they can Wasteland my Underground Sea and a Badlands. And I will cling the Loam. I drew Volcanic Island. Alright, yeah, we'll tap it down. I feel like I definitely just missed lethal, though. I could have probably... Oh no, I don't have Bolt, Snap, Bolt. I could have looked for it, but it's a little risky. Gosh. Yeah, I think I'm just discarding Tameo, Lockmare. Sure. The ice is almost melted. Yep. If I don't have to interact, I can flash in Nimble Obstructionist. That Ghost Quarter was sick. Say no. Cast Nimble Obstructionist. Alright. Took game one off lands. That doesn't happen every day. And now, as we saw in match one, we get a mountain of stuff. But I seem to remember having kind of a hard time citing. Oh, that's because they had Elvish Reclaimer. I don't think this list will, so I can kind of lose the bolts here. And Thoughtseize, Bowmasters. I think I'm fine losing Tameo. Well, I don't know. Tameo is still pretty good in the matchup, if we're being honest. They have a hard time interacting with Tameo outside of like Pithing Needle, which we are pretty happy when they actively seek out. That means we're not dealing with Lobster Boots and stuff like that. Narset's not really for this matchup, though. Yeah, I'm going to go without bolts. I've done this many times. I know how to fight this deck. And yeah, I know a hand like this, it might not look like much, but it's pretty darn good. Bossing Say, that card is broken. I was hoping to not have to run into that. It's like a forever construct factory, pretty much. Except you don't have to go through the whole thing with Thespian Stage. Saga. Alright, without an exploration, I feel like it's kind of a big ask for them to wasteland me here, so yeah, I'll keep Bowmasters. It should be able to beat the first construct. Chapter 2, Savannah, pass. It's a little tough that my mana is kind of spoken for, but overall... Ooh, Lockmare, nice. We'll be going places eventually. And right now it's looking like Lorien Reveal is for the hard cast, even though it's scary to tap out. Alright. Let's wait for them to make the second one here. I want to see that mana spoken for. Do that. Pick off the construct. It's pretty tempting to actually extract sagas. Loam is like the #1 target, of course, but I don't know. Oh, they're gonna Pithing Needle Lockmare again? Probably not. They're probably gonna name Kaito. Yeah. That's good. That means they're kind of worried. And now I have priority to extract sagas and get more information. So I will. Ooh, they had 2 Loams in hand, though. And they have Walk-in Closet. That card's so good. They don't need Loam when they have Walk-in Closet, so in some ways I did the right thing. But if they ever get an Exploration with that Walk-in Closet, like, I'll never be able to keep up with that many Merit Lages, you know? Saga's gone. Ghost Quarter's a problem. Okay, it is Sphere lands. There's 4 spheres. No endurances, though. So yeah, if I can get rid of... Oh, there's Bossing Say as well. Yeah, this is going to be tough to truly defang this deck, but getting rid of Saga is a good start. Meltdown. I mean, yeah, this is the time to do it, I think. I guess I'll take out the Pithing Needle, too. Make Kaito a pretty solid draw. If they just play Walk-in Closet this turn, that's pretty bad for me. Yeah, I don't have Force. If I have to Petty Theft that, it would be sad. Not a great draw. Alright, play Lockmare. It's so free for them to wasteland me now. I mean, they do have to use a land drop, but it's like to the extent that I don't even think I want to get a non-basic island there. And they rip Tabernacle too. Oh, it's criminal. Alright, they earthbended their Yavimaya. Yeah, I guess I will draw with Lockmare. Ponder. I'm going to pay for all 3 right now. It's a lot about chip shots at first. Ponder. There's Kaito, but I'm kind of really just looking for Price of Progress at this point. But I guess Kaito is pretty good at helping make that happen. So yeah, I'll take the Kaito. But I don't need that second Meltdown anymore. It's kind of funny. There's no more Sagas. I mean, they do have like Sphere of Resistance, I guess, but I don't know. Wasteland, yep. No attack. Makes sense. Okay. Not gonna pay for anything but Lockmare now. Another Ponder. We'll see if they block. Okay, cool. Crop rotation. Yeah, I suppose that happens. They got another Yavimaya. Oh, no. Duh. Yeah. I know what's going on here. So I pretty much need to end this game, like, really soon. Oh, no, they got Ghost Quarter. Oh, that sucks. Really taking the prison approach. Well, better resolve Kaito. This only gets really messed up if they can get a, exploration out. I mean, it's still pretty messed up, but their land for turn was Wasteland. They're going to Earthbend the Ghost Quarter. Blow up my Volcanic Island, yep. Blow up my Swamp. I'll get my other Swamp. Get a pretty big hit this turn. If I can find Price of Progress, that'd be sweet. Or what else would I want? I guess nothing really, right? Yeah, it's just price. I'm going to tap the Swamp to pay for the Lockmare. They scoop it up. Yeah, I guess if they did the same thing next turn and blew up my lands, I'd still have 2 mana to get lethal damage across. Alright, I'll be back for the last round. Alright, folks, we got one more match here, up against our good friend KSS Waylander. Usually a pilot of black, Stompy, another really strange hand. I'm almost tempted to keep this. There's nothing on the line. The positive record is locked. I got a redraw with Kling. They're mulliganing. I'm already vindicated. I'm not. I don't think you should keep a hand like this. But I'm greedy. I talked about it in the deck tech. I want as many cards as I can get in my underpowered legacy deck. I gotta keep up. Sewers. I'll be doing the same. They put a card on top. Hopefully I'll be doing the same. Yeah, no. I'm not as lucky. Land? That's close enough. I almost feel like I should get Underground Sea here, so if I get Wastelanded, I'm not knocked off my game. It's only bad if I top deck Bolt. I think this is the right move. That should tell them I don't have any other lands, though. Which is not really something you want to tell your opponent. But that's not a wasteland. Ponder's fine. Then we'll cling it. If I can hit my third land and just like slam Narset, it might make some of their draws a little awkward. They're in the tank on this. Usually a very expedient player. Force of Will's not bad. Kaito is not bad. I'm going to play Lockmare. I don't think I'll force to protect it, because I can also reanimate it, if that seems appropriate. Hey, look at that 1-for-1 trade. You could argue holding up Bowmasters would have been better. Oh my god. Please let me play Magic. Yeah, Narset would have been great if I just hit that land, like a normal deck. Ponder does not shuffle, and they pass. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Yes! Yes! Yeah. I feel like they might have better creatures than me. I feel like they might be doing Barragoyf and stuff, so I'm going to hold this reanimate. Hopefully it pans out. Well, if they're doing Barragoyf, there's no evidence of it yet. Alright, I'm going to cast Bowmasters. They're going to brainstorm, that's fine. I'll cast Bowmasters. It might bait out opposing Bowmasters, and if I rip a land, getting Kaito in is just very good. Oh great, are they going to stifle? Don't stifle. Oh, maybe they thought I was going to stifle. Let's get Island. Play Bowmasters. Hardcast Days. You got it. Pretty weird stuff. Can't do nothing. If Lockmare makes it around the table, and they don't wasteland me, I will use it to draw a card. I feel like both players are kind of really struggling here. Snuff out. Oh, fine. Super Shredder. Whenever another permanent leaves the battlefield, put a 1/1 counter on it. That's pretty good. Any permanent starts as a 1/1. So are they gonna... What if they wasteland me? Then I just pretty much lose. Alright, I'll pitch Nimble Obstructionist. I'm not giving up on this Narset yet. They forced back. Pitching Murktide. Alright, I hope your last card's not Wasteland. Oh my fucking god. What a game this is. Are they going to make it a 4/4? Not before damage. That's really strange. Alright, cast Brainstorm. There are the lands. Put back Kolaghan's commands. Well, if I want to cast Ponder this turn, which I do, I don't want to get another island, right? Is it just necessary? I can't really take myself off black. They already wastelanded my Underground Sea and my Undercity Sewers. So I guess I could just put Volcanic Island back and fetch for that. No, I think I put both Kolaghan's commands back and then just ponder off this Volcanic Island and probably end up shuffling, unfortunately. Yeah. Tamiyo. Well, if they draw completely dead, and I ninjutsu Kaito off Tamiyo, and tap down Super Shredder, and try and figure it out from there, but they hit something on top of their deck and didn't shuffle. Life total dwindling. Barragoyf. Yeah, this is over. Bolt. Really silly game. That was my own fault. Oh, man. If I just mulligan, they didn't play a threat until like turn 4 or something. I feel very foolish right now. I don't think I even want... Oh, no, they showed me Murktide Region. I'll take Red Blast. Kolaghan's command is not great. We saw Fatal Push as well, so Barragoyf. You know what? I'm cutting the Lockmare too. 1 force. And normally I would trim a land against blue-black tempo. But, well, I don't know. I feel like I'm being very selective in my memory. And very annoying in my complaining. Because the last round went great. The first 2 rounds went great. I can't expect things to be great all the time. That would be selfish, rude to the universe. I feel like my burnout is showing a little bit, but I mean, I do feel a lot better than I did last week, and way better than the week before that. I think we can trim Nimble Obstructionist. until they show us like Tameo. This has got to be a keep. I don't care what any of you say. Actually, I think y'all would kind of agree with me on this one. We're going to be off red for a second. Thought sees you. No threat? What the hell, man? Guess I'll take Thought Seize. I was really expecting to get a Baraglyph out of this. Island. Brainstorm. Mystical Dispute is such a cool card. I think I've only played it in Pioneer, but there's no reason why it can't be great here. It's like a Mega Spell Pierce that can target creature blue spells as well. Obviously, it's a little specialized. Force of Will's not so bad. Alright, cast Ponder. Yes, I think I'll keep all of this. Say no. Is there anything I would really force? I don't think so. I think Kaito's too good. So yeah, I'll just pick off, well, it doesn't really matter. I guess I'll take Thoughtseize in case they are like another Glyph deck. Their hand is full of instants, but I didn't see another sorcery. Okay, they hit their black source. Brainstorm's really working out for them. And a Ponder. Ponder does not shuffle. They will pass. Do I want to just bait out a Wasteland? I think so. Bend the Cling. There it is. You got it. Pass. What do I get? Brazen Borrower. They don't Mystical Dispute that and have a hard time generating Revolt and don't have Daze or Bowmasters. I could Ninjutsu Kaito in, and if any of the above happens, I could also get it back with Kolaghan's command, so I don't hate forcing the action here. Brainstorm. Activating Delta. Let's grab Volcanic Island. Cast Brazen Borrower. Well, I'm untapping, so they don't have Revolt anymore. Can't Mystical Dispute something after it resolves. Red Blast. I like Red Blast. Orcish Bowmasters, yep. We knew that was a possibility. Down it goes. Find time for Kolaghan's command. Get Brazen Borrower. Shock your Bowmasters. Send it back. Kaito would be a little rough here, but they'd lose the army. I can probably Red Blast it in return. Like, it could be worse. Super Shredder. Yeah. Alright, sadly I will not be able to Bowmaster the Super Shredder. Ponder. No shuffle. Hit for 1. Alright, what do I draw? Bolt. Sure. Bolt your Super Shredder. Reanimate your Bowmasters. Take out the army token. That's fine. Still have that Mystical Dispute, so using Force is pretty unattractive. This feels like Murktide Regent, and if they don't make a land drop afterwards, they would not be able to Mystical Dispute my Red Blast. And if I draw a land, I can just pay for Dispute. If they still have it. They've brainstormed a lot, but it seems like a fine card to keep. Okay. Nice. Alright. Red Blast, Murktide. Activate Delta. They might have to push this army, which I'm sure will not feel great. Petty Theft. I'm just going to force. I want my engine online. I'm pretty sure they still have Fatal Push and maybe Mystical Dispute as well. This would be a pretty bad exchange if they have like Edict or something. Sure, I'll go top. Hoping for a Thoughtseize this turn. Brainstorm. Because I don't think they've... Well, I took one of their Thoughtseizes, so... Bowmasters, sure. Not making my Strix look very good. So I think I just got a plus and attack. They might not block if they have more Bowmasters. Okay. It feels a little futile to get cards with Cling to Dust, but I think it's probably necessary. I feel like that's the 5th Ponder. No, that's the 3rd one. It's a lot of cantripping. Okay, there's Thoughtseize. It was a little late for it to be super good. Now they're going to Murktide. This next top deck is going to decide pretty much everything. It'll decide whether I can keep my Kaito or not. So I'll likely have to -2 on the Murktide. I have a lot of cards in my graveyard. Might as well gain some life. Get these sorceries out of here. What if I draw Snapcaster Mage? I think I'm just not going to cast Reanimate in that scenario. I guess I'll get the artifact out too for Baraglyph considerations. Alright, big rips. Yeah, not bad. Hit that. Plus with Kaito. Knock him down to 7. Alright, that is like the 5th Ponder. And they finally shuffle. Baraglyph, uh-huh. Not sure if I'm going to get super lucky a second time here. Alright. Brainstorm. Lovely. How live am I to hit Bolt? I'm kind of live as hell. Kind of live as hell. Not quite. But maybe next turn. Or maybe they'll cast Ponder again. And now I just need another Bowmasters or something. Like, it shouldn't take much. Or I could even attack with Strix if they don't have more Bowmasters. Oh, that's probably unlikely, because they probably still have that Fatal Push. But maybe not. Maybe they held on to the Mystical Dispute. Yeah, they could counter these Bowmasters too, if they held on to the Mystical Dispute. And that would have been a reason to main phase them, I realize. Kind of screwed up. Yep, here it comes. Okay. Please. God damn it. Guess I'll gain some life now. Two more draws. 2 more draws for a Bolt, provided they don't put counter magic together. Alright, let's see it. Ponder. It's a good start. Bowmasters. No, it doesn't really work. God damn it. Should I take the Ponder? It's a little neutral, because if that one just misses, I can't cling into another draw anyways, so yeah, I'll shuffle. It's just a land. Alright, so what has to happen here is Bolt in response to the Bowmaster trigger. Which is pretty wild stuff. Could still happen. Cast Brainstorm. It's nowhere. That Snapcaster Mage would have been good way before that. Well, that was exciting. It would have been really sick if I actually hit. Wow. Okay, well, we went 3-2. Hard to argue with that. And you could argue there was a lot of lack of agency, we'll call it, in the losses. And I've been experiencing that a lot recently. And that's just Magic. Maybe I was just on a mega hot streak for a while, but I think a lot of it has to do with how you're looking at things too. Like, if you don't believe you can win, it's very difficult to win, if that makes sense. And yeah, I don't really have the fighting spirit right now, I guess. But I mean, I called my out. I think a lot of times I would have been able to find that literal 3-outer with all those looks, but I didn't this time. So take that as you will. I don't really have much feedback from Dantel's technique. I don't think it's really on the level of like stock up in that slot, but I do love trying the new stuff out. Okay, I'm gonna go rest. Thanks for checking out the video. I think it was a pretty fun one this time, and I'll see y'all next time.